Hello, my name is Ralf Friedrichs. I'm an addiction recovery coach and the host of the Take Your Life Back Today show. As an addiction recovery coach, I want to share something with you and let me be crystal clear to leave an everlasting impact. Just imagine being buried alive. You're in the coffin, but you know you're not dead. You don't know how to get out of that coffin. You tried lifting the lid, but the enormous weight upon the lid prevents you from opening the lid. You tried banging on the lid to maybe unsettle the dirt, and maybe, just maybe, somebody might notice and start digging their way down towards you. This is what it's like to feel at the lowest point of alcohol and drug addiction. You know you need help, you know you can't do it on your own, but you don't know where to turn. In reality, there are probably people standing right near your grave. You just don't know that. You just think you're going to die. Usually, though, people don't think about death when they're habitually abusing drugs and alcohol. In order to feed an addiction, you have to be great at repressing the fear of death. I often ask you, my audience, did it ever cross your mind while you were abusing drugs and alcohol that you might just overdose and maybe, just maybe, take your life away from the people that love you most? Your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, your husband, your wife, your children, even your grandchildren. With this, let me leave one last thought. Don't be like the person that I just spoke about that went to their grave without seeking help. Instead, be smart, pick up the phone and call me at 844-405-HELP, and I promise you, I'll help you take your life back. In the previous segment, we talked about how, when we get older, life just rushes way too fast through us. Well, let's now talk about 10 essential rules for slowing down and enjoying life a lot more. It is an irony of our modern lives that while technology is continuously inventing and saves us time, we use the time to do more and more things. And so our lives are more fast-paced and hectic each and every day. Life moves so fast, and at such a fast and rapid pace, it seems to pass us before we can really enjoy it. However, it doesn't have to be this way. Let's rebel against a hectic lifestyle and slow down life to enjoy it to the best of our ability. A slower paced life means making time to enjoy our mornings instead of rushing off to work in a frenzy. It means taking time to enjoy whatever you're doing, to appreciate the outdoors, to actually focus on whether you're talking to or spending time with the people you love most, instead of always being connected to your iPhone or your BlackBerry or your laptop, instead of always thinking about work, tasks, and emails. It means single tasking rather than switching between multiple tasks and focusing on none of them. Slowing down is a conscious choice for you to make, and not always an easy one to make. But it does lead to greater appreciation for life and greater happiness. So let's discuss these 10 essential tips. Here's how you do it. Do less. It's hard to slow down when you're trying to do a million things. Instead, make a conscious choice to do less, one thing at a time. Focus on what's really important, what really needs to be done, and let go of the rest, even if it's just temporarily. Put space between the tasks and appointments so you can move through your day at a slow, leisurely pace. Number 2, be present. It's not just good enough to slow down. You need to actually be mindful of whatever you're doing at the moment. That means when you find yourself thinking about something that you need to do, or something that's already happened to you, or something that might happen, gently bring yourself back to the present moment. Focus on what's going right now, on your actions, on your environment, on others around you. This takes practice, but it is essential you do this. Number 3 is disconnect. Don't always be connected. If you carry around an iPhone, a BlackBerry, or any mobile device, shut it off. Better yet, learn to leave it behind when possible. If you work on a computer most of the day, have times to disconnect so you can focus on other things. Being connected all the times leaves you subject to interruptions. We're constantly stressed about information that we read coming in from these mobile devices. We are all at the mercy of demands of others. It's hard to slow down when you're always checking new messages coming in. Number 4 is to focus on people. Too often we spend time with friends and family or meet colleagues, and we're not really there with them. We talk to them, but are distracted by our devices. We are in general, but our minds are on things that need to be done We hear with our ears, but we're focused on those mobile devices. We listen, but we're really thinking about ourselves and what to say. None of us are immune to this. I am not immune to this. But with conscious effort, you can shut off the outside world and just be present with the person you are with right now. This means just a little time spent with your family and friends can go a long way, a much effective use of your time. By the way, it means we really connect with people rather than meeting them or connecting with our mobile devices. Appreciate nature is number 5. Many of us are shut in our homes and offices and cars and trains most of the time and rarely do get a chance to go outside to enjoy what God had created. And yet often when people are outside, they're talking on their cell phones. Instead, take time to go outside and really observe nature. Look at God's creation and take a deep breath of fresh air. Enjoy the serenity of water and greenery. Exercise outdoors when you can or when you find a time to do so. Feel the sensations of water and wind and earth against your skin. Try to do this daily, by yourself or with loved ones. Number 6 is to eat slower instead of cramming food down your throats as quickly as possible so you can get back to your mobile devices, leading to overeating and lack of enjoyment of our food. Learn to eat slow. Be mindful of each bite. Appreciate the flavors and textures of that food. Eating slowly has a double benefit of making you fuller on less food and making the food taste better. I suggest learning to eat more real food as well, with some great spices instead of fat and salt and sugar and frying for your flavor. Number 7 is drive slower. Speedy driving is a pretty prevalent habit in our fast-paced world, but it's also responsible for a lot of traffic accidents, stress, and wasted fuel. Instead, make it a habit to slow down when you drive. Appreciate your surroundings. Make it peaceful time to contemplate your life and things you are passing. Driving will be more enjoyable, will be a lot more safer, and you use less fuel. Number 8, find pleasure in anything. This is related to being present, but also taking a step further. Whether you're doing or whether you're not doing, be in the full present moment right now. And also appreciate every aspect of it and find enjoyable aspects. For example, when washing dishes, instead of rushing through it as being a chore, being finished quickly, really feel the sensation of the water, the suds, and the dishes. It can be a really enjoyable task if you learn to see it this way. The same applies to your chores, washing the car, sweeping, dusting, and laundry. And anything you do actually can be enjoyable. Life can be much more enjoyable if you learn this particular simple habit. Number 9 is single task, the opposite of multitasking. Focus on one thing and one thing at a time only. When you feel the urge to switch to other tasks, pause, breathe, and pull yourself back. And number 10 is to breathe, one of the most important ones out of these 10. When you find yourself speeding up and stressed out, pause, take a deep breath, take a couple more. Really feel the air coming into your body and feel the stress going out. By fully focusing on each breath, you bring yourself back to the present and slow yourself down. It's also nice to take a deep breath or two. Do it now and see what I mean when you start slowing down. Remember, the previous segment was about how fast life just rushes past us. This segment, 10 essential tips that we discussed on how to slow it down. Let today be the first day of you slowing down your rapid life, because today, this minute, this month, this year can never, ever be replaced. And may God bless you.